Once upon a time in India, a land of splendid Maharajas and fabulous courts, a princess was born into one of the most ancient royal houses with an unbroken dynastic lineage of over 1200 years. Titled Her Highness Bharani Tirunal Rukmini by Tampuran, Fourth Princess of Travancore, her early life was an idyllic fairy tale with all the enchanting aura and ceremony surrounding a royal princess. Her grandmother, Maharani Setu Lakshmi Bai, was the revered matriarch of the house who had ruled the state of Travancore and its 5 million people with much distinction, and the entire family lived in her haloed shadows. This princess was her eldest and favorite grandchild, and in a dynasty that traced its bloodline through the female, her birth was of significant importance for the matters of succession to the Gaddi or the throne of Travancore.
My great-grandfather Raja Ravi Varma has been a very big inspiration, and even now I feel quite connected with him. Very often I feel he's communicating with me, and there are moments when I feel that he's just by me while I'm painting, and that's an amazing experience. And I've always remembered his last words, "Never give up," which is what I think is compelling me to carry on in spite of everything. I've been interested in Egyptology, and I've been doing my studies on it. So exciting to find that visions were actually they were real characters that I was painting. They were not just, figment of the imagination, but that actual intuition did bring them back to life. That was interesting to find. It was something I discovered. I happened to see the mummy of this queen, which was unearthed, and it's now in a museum in America. And suddenly something clicked somewhere, and the mummy took shape. And finally, it forced me to depict it on canvas, and the queen came alive. And so this happens very often with my visions.
Rukmini Verma is an artist that needs no introduction. She had done several exhibitions, but for personal reasons had gone and taken a sabbatical, and we at Gallery G felt that that was not the place for her. A chance meeting for me on 15th of May last year. Imagine I've known Rukmini auntie for just 1 year, and we realized we both were completely synced on what we want to do for Ravi Varma. She for her great-grandfather, and me because I wanted to do something for India's foremost artist.
Inspiration was my grandmother herself. I've always wanted to do a portrait of hers. I've done several, but then I thought perhaps a life-size one would be the best way to bring out all her characteristics. And so I referred to several photographs of hers. There is no actual photograph like this that I had to create on my own, but I studied her features, but I worked on it layer by layer, and roughly it took about 6 months. And each stroke reminded me of something about grandmother. So it was a very personal journey for me. Well, I've been always influenced by the story of Rani Parvati Bai. Her husband was a very famous warrior prince, and this was the time when the Dutch invasion was imminent, and he was at the front, at the war front, and the Rani was extremely anxious about his welfare. And I envisioned her sending this message to her husband through this pigeon, and this is the way I saw her in my mind. And immediately it had to be put on canvas the way I saw it. Jewelry that men wore were quite different from jewelry that women wore. So this was the distinctive part about jewelry, not just for adornment, but also for a special significance of, not merely for status, but for the establishment of good luck or prosperity, and to attract good energies to the person. The jewelry, the way the jewelry has been painted has been developed over the years, this particular technique which I developed, and to bring out the sparkle of the gems using just pure paint and not any artificial. There were a lot of people who once asked whether I paste things on the thing, but it isn't, it's just pure paint.
We have requested, cajoled, motivated, bullied, whatever the word may be, and got her out, and we have put the show together, Opulence in Eternity. The show is titled Opulence in Eternity because I think there's something about her works which is very opulent. The huge play of these perfectly chiseled bodies, this huge amount of jewelry. It's very opulent. You don't see those kind of things now. She's got a philosophy behind the paintings which says that it's celestial bodies. That's why we reach out to the gods and the celestial bodies, because we reach out for what is perfection. And her paintings are an embodiment of perfection, and this is something that we're really looking forward to.
Art has no expiry date and no geographical boundaries. And we can always learn from the old masters. If I would sum up my life, probably a fairy tale.